Hey there, it's me, Red Knight, and welcome back to my channel for the Oktoberfest gameplay day 2. Now, in case you haven't already noticed, we've now got 15 tasks available, additional 5 added to the 10 because of some changes. Now, I'm also going to be looking at the extra tasks today. Now, in the last video, I left you with ores to be collected, and that's all I had to do to actually finish off the 10 tasks. Now, in relation to the ores, okay, as I said before, I've actually loaded up certain machines with specific ores, and I'm going to just leave those producing the ores over the next few days, and if I get requests for them, fantastic. The other option you got as well is not to actually load the ores up at all onto the machines and just keep all 5 of the machines waiting until you get an ore task, and then actually basically adding the ores when you get the task equally, so it's cool. Now, I've done that task and I've ended, but what I wanted to do is to see what it would be like to have another task, so I decided to spend the 10 diamonds. Now, in this case, it gave me another task, which is nice, but for 70 points, I felt that was a waste of 10 diamonds. Now, if I wanted to do another task at the end of this one after completing it, it would cost me 20 diamonds. If I did another one after that, it would be 40 diamonds, and then 80 diamonds, which I think is realistically unfair and not okay, so I would not advise doing that. Hence the fact that we've gone back to Heyday and said, like, hey, we've done the first day, we got this many points. A lot of players have not been getting this, so let's see what happens with day 2 and find out what's actually going to go on with the game, because we didn't know. Do we lose all of the tasks? Okay, does it reset completely? And we've been finding these things out. I've got some other videos which I've made on my different accounts, which I will upload a little bit later as well, but this is the main gameplay on this one. Now, in this case, I've done all of my tasks. I'm not happy about the points that I've got there. If I think about it in total for the 7 days, there's no way I can get to the grand total. And this is why I think Heyday has actually now changed it to 15 tasks. So if you are doing day 2, please actually go back into the game. You've got an additional 5 tasks that have been added. So if you have completed all of the first 10, there's 5 more now that you can do, and you'll see that as we move through this video. Right now, 8 hours and 40 odd minutes to go until the day ends, so what should I do? Well, I've got my ores preparing on my machines, which is nice. I'm not actually making the iron ore, so if I do get a task that I'm kind of like, a bit of a problem. But coal seemed to be the main one that comes up for me. So I'm going to leave the 2 machines with that going at the moment, and fingers crossed that works for me a little bit later. If you've got just the 1 smelter, I think it's going to be very difficult indeed, but if you've got 5 working, you hold them off till later. Very nice. Now, will there be crops as part of this event? Well, there's a possibility that there may be. Now, what crops are they going to ask for? Well, again, we've got the old event that we can go by and maybe prepare, but at the end of the day, I don't think crops are too much of an issue. So just produce what you've got to do in the time that you're waiting, keep coming back to it. If you're concerned about the amount of time it might take to produce a crop, you can't really hedge your bets here, so don't stress it. Now, in relation to the machines, last time we had a lot of sushi being requested from previous machines. So making sure you've got the resources for those machines is the key focus for you. So again, when it comes down to certain of the products, making sure you've got the resources to make those products. So loading up your sugar mill, loading up your dairy, collecting produce from your animals and getting them ready again for the next cycle through. Maybe preparing your animals for feeding and waking up. Remember, if you are getting feeding tasks, don't wake up all of them. Just wake up one at a time, or feed one at a time, so you've got more on the go. If you want to hedge your bets with some of the machines, based on what we know, you can preload them, and fingers crossed it comes up. So as an example, I'm probably going to collect all of the honey from this one, and I'm going to prepare some of the beeswax. Now, will that be a good decision? I don't know. I've got a lot of honey there already, but I do need some beeswax in case I get candles. So what I'm going to do is to hedge my bets. Now, later we'll find out if that was a good decision or not. Because I just collected all of those honeys, maybe I could have used those later when the cycle resets. And as I would find out, actually I would need honey, but again, not a problem indeed. I can just produce more. But the wax I do need, because you never know. When it comes down to ice creams for the ice cream machine, again, there are too many variables here. So just again, making sure you've got creams, you've got the sugars and the resources. So a lot of the prep that you're doing is basic materials, not actually producing the item. Yes, like I said, you can hedge your bets with certain machines because we know that these products have come up a lot. Now, I would say load up the machine maybe with 3 or 4 of those items so you're ready for it. 3, 4 tends to be the main amount that's requested quite often, and give it a go on that side. Now, if you do get animal tasks or you get machine tasks and you don't have the machines and you don't have the animals, the game's not going to know that. It's going based on the level. So if your level says you would expect to have this many animals or you'd expect to have this many machines, if you haven't purchased it, that's not the game's fault. That's down to your playing style. It's just like normal when you're playing the game. You actually have a lot of tasks, you can't do them, you trash the tasks, or you ask your hoodie to help. However, this is an event, you can't do that. You've got to produce everything. Right now, a new day has started and I can start actually preparing and doing these activities. So you'll see I've got a load of tasks down there again, which is my 6, plus the 4 that are in storage. And as I start working my way through, I can get these done relatively quickly. Now, the only trouble is for me, again, these are low points. And again, after we saw this, we've gone back to Heyday and said, this is not working. The points I'm getting today are way lower than what I got yesterday. Like, I'm not even going to get past the 3,000 mark, which is kind of not cool. I'd expect to be close to it, or at least getting the points to be able to reach the thresholds I want to get to the final resource. Now, at the moment when you look at the scoreboard there, you'll see that I'm doing these tasks and it's going to go down to 0 again in a moment as it comes to a close there. So they are done, and basically I've got no more tasks down there. This is why I think a lot of you are not so happy about this, because the points are not valuable for what we're actually doing. And I think that's why this needs reevaluating. And I think that's why they've actually added 5 tasks to it. Now, when it comes to the machine products, remember, okay, you're actually producing the products first, then you're collecting the task, and then you're collecting the products. When it comes to an animal, okay, you're checking the animal can be done or not done, then you're choosing the task, then you're doing the animal. That is the key thing. Now, I've seen a lot of posts within the Facebook groups that I belong to or that I observe or support where players saying, I don't know what to do. Now, the tasks are actually very, very clear. When you tap on the task itself, it tells you what you've got to do, whether it's a collection or a feed task. So as an example, if it is a feed task in the sanctuary, you go to the sanctuary and you pick the task first of all, so it's actually ready for you to do, and then you slide the feed down onto one of the animal houses, and that is 1 feed task counted. If it's a wake up task, okay, the animal needs to be sleeping. Same situation, you check if the animals are sleeping, you click on the actual task itself, and then you go and wake up the animals, and that will count towards it. Remember, don't do them before you've taken the task. Take the task, do the animals. Whereas with the machines, do the products, take the task, collect the products. Now, as you can see at the moment, I'm preloading some of my machines. I'm hedging my bets. I'm also loading up the products that I can't actually do now, and I will come back to this one a little bit later after I finish work, which is now basically I'm done for the day. Now, I'm actually looking forward to getting these decorations, and later on I'll be giving you some information how we'll be able to get some of the other Oktoberfest decorations. Also, keep your eyes open on the Wheel of Fortune, because there's a lot of new deco that's been added to that as well. In fact, I won one of those pieces today, so I'm rather happy about that. You might have seen them on Greg's farm earlier. Now, you're noticing here I've just done that task, and all of a sudden a brand new task has appeared. I'm like, what's going on? Because I didn't realize they'd actually done it at this stage. So that was the first of the additional 5 tasks that they've just given me. Now, coincidentally, I happen to have gingerbread men on one of my machines ready there, because I was low in the stocks, I thought I'd do some. So like, oh my god, that's really useful indeed. So I'm going to take that one, and that's like, yay, spot on. I hadn't collected from my squirrel, so again I can collect one of those. Now again I only need to get the one down there, so I take that task, I slide down on that one, and I collect one of those pieces. Then I got two more down there. Now these tasks are loading onto the board, but they're only loading on certain positions. You're not seeing they're going down into the other torn off task there, which I thought was very strange. I still thought something was weird when it first happened, but 5 extra tasks, taking me closer to that 3,000 mark for a land map that I don't really want in the game. So for me that's a waste of task points, but I'm very interested in the Bavarian Musician, which is the threshold after that at 4,500. So hopefully I can get it tomorrow. Right, so within the video you can see a lot of the tasks I'm doing. I got a few more videos that I've made just on the off chance as well for certain situations. I will collate those together into another video with the different levels of my different farms, so you can see some of the things that are happening there, just to give you some tips and ideas. And I've now got dev build access for this, so I'm going to grab some videos from that just to help you with a better understanding for this and in the future, and to see how the days progress. Will we be able to get all of the points? That is the key thing, without spending any diamonds. That's what I would like to know. Now I've already spent 10 diamonds in this video. Do I think it's worth it? No, I don't. Trashing tasks, I would not advise it. You are able to do all the tasks without trashing. However, there is the issue of not having the machine, not having the ability to make the product. But at the end of the day, don't worry. If you haven't finished making that product, it carries over into the next day. It's only the number of tasks that will remain at 10 or now 15. So don't stress it too much on that side. Try to have a little bit of fun when it comes to doing this activity. I'm enjoying it to a certain extent. It's something very different, and it's a little bit exciting in the fact that I can get some wonderful pieces for my game. But I just wish it had started off more smoothly than it is at the moment. This would have reduced a lot of the issues that I'm being drawn to within the Facebook communities and on Discord and other locations. Bear with us, everybody. Heyday is aware of our feelings. Trust me, the content creators have expressed our views into the way this has been run at the moment. We're not satisfied with the point system. They've tweaked it and given us 5 extra tasks. Let's see how it goes. Now, give me your feedback as to this event on this video. I'm going to push it all towards Heyday to have a look at it later, as with all your other comments you've made on my social media and on my YouTube channel as well. Right, now as I draw to the close of this video, there are going to be some nice deco options coming within the game for this Oktoberfest. You've seen some already. If you would like to purchase those, please do use the creator code REDKNIGHT. Because again, some of those items are diamonds. I recommend buying the diamonds from the diamond shop within the Supercell store or within the game itself. But what's more important for me is to subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it greatly if you did hit the subscription button and the bell notification. You're also welcome to watch more of my videos. And if you've got any requests or questions, comment down below. Either myself or somebody else will respond to you. But either way, bye now.